In this video today, we will be harvesting some honey. In January, which is almost 2 months ago, I opened this hive and there was some kept honey. And I just left it in there as I didn't have time to harvest it. So I left it in there hoping that I was going to harvest it. But unfortunately, I think that month it then rained a lot and I just couldn't harvest. And I was also busy. I just couldn't. And then I then decided to open. Now, there's one thing that surprised me, that the kept honey that was there in January, when I opened, some of it was unkept, which I'm still trying to understand what exactly happened. If the bees started using that honey, or I don't know. Because when I opened in January, all the frames were fully kept. And I'm thinking that maybe I should have harvested at that time. But unfortunately, I didn't. And is it possible that the bees could have used that honey? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what really happened. So what I then decided to do was then to take out all those frames that were where most of the honey was kept. Then that's what I did. I removed some frames so that I could then go and filter that. But still, there was a lot of unkept honey in there, which I'm hoping that I'll be able maybe to harvest in about, I don't know, maybe a month or so. But maybe what I will do, I will just keep checking to see if the honey is kept, and then I will harvest it. Because the other thing that as we are going towards, we are in autumn now, we are going towards winter, I need to remove all these other supers and just leave the bees with one super, because there isn't a lot of, even though they can forage in winter, our winters are mild, they're not really very cold, so the bees can actually go out and forage. Even though they can forage, there isn't a lot of food out there. So, and also they don't need all this space. They need their space to be small so that at least they can manage to keep home, especially at night when it's cold. So I will need to come back and remove the frames with the unkept honey. So what I'm going to show in this video, I'm not going to show the filtering process, because I figured, that's just the same thing that I showed last time. So I'll just take out the frames and then, that's what I'll show. And I'm actually doing this just as a record for myself, so that maybe through the years I can compare to see how much honey I got. But you see, that one is a good one. Is kept. And also I'm actually posting this video after I filtered the honey, and I took out 6 frames, 6 super frames from there, and from there I managed to get 7 kilograms of honey, which I think is a lot. I was really pleasantly surprised. I was a little bit disappointed in the beginning when I noticed that some of the honey was unkept, because I was actually expecting that it will still be kept. I was disappointed, and I was thinking that, I wasn't going to get much honey. But the 7 kilos that I got, I was really happy with that, because those frames were heavy. They were very heavy. That was indeed a lot of honey, and I'm thanking my ladies, my bees, for giving me all that honey. And I hope that in a couple of weeks, when I harvest again, I will also be pleasantly surprised. And the other thing that I noticed, that these bees were actually Yeah, they were building comb in between the boxes, which I do not understand why. Because they have space, or they had space, but I don't know why they were. Because at that point there, I'm actually just removing the comb that they had built in there, just cleaning up. And this is my first harvest of 2024. The autumn harvest is usually less than the spring harvest. In spring, that's where I expect a lot of honey. Yeah, like you see that frame there. It's not like fully kept, but the honey was, it wasn't, it didn't have a lot of moisture. Even though it was not kept, it didn't have a lot of moisture. Yeah, so from that top super there, I managed to get 6 frames. And that's all I got, because the box, the box underneath that one, it only had unkept honey. All the frames had unkept honey. Just doing some cleanup there. That frame there was full of honey, but unkept. So which means it was not ready for harvesting. Honey can only be harvested when it's kept, because that means that the bees have removed most of the moisture. If you harvest it like that unkept, you can harvest it, but the honey does not last for long. It can either crystallize or ferment, because the water content in the honey is very high. So I checked all the frames one by one, and all of them had honey. All of them had honey. I checked all of them because I was hoping that maybe one is kept. But unfortunately, they were not ready to be harvested. But nonetheless, even though I was disappointed, yeah, after filtering the honey, I was okay. Because at least the amount of honey that I got, yeah, cheered me up. But yeah, so that was it. Yeah, that we'll try and do that in a couple of weeks. Try and harvest those frames in a couple of weeks. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.